Good morning. As usual, questions are on the screen for you there to have a go at. Pause the video, have a go at them yourself, or play along with me like a game show. But there's no prizes. The prize is knowledge. There you go. How cheesy was that? Right. In figures, record 40,312. Well, as long as you can read the number, I don't really see any issue with putting it in place value. 40,312. Okay. So that's your 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. Okay. 358.7 times 10. I'm not going to bother writing any working for that one. It's 3, 5, 8, 7. Everything's moving one place value column to the right, and I can do that without writing anything. So obviously the tenths becomes the units, and then work from there. Okay. 2804, 2804.2 divided by 100. Everything moves two place value columns to the right. So if I zoom in, you're going to get 1, 2. So this 0 is going to end up in the tenths column. So let's just do that now. 0, 4, 2, 8, 2. Okay, so 28.042. That is quite an odd way of working. It works, you get the answer, but what I would probably be doing more so if you're a little bit unsure of them is moving each digit individually. So you can have your hundreds, tens, units, tenths, hundred, and so on written out, and then move each of them. So 2,804.2. So take the 2 and move it 1, 2. So it ends up there. Take the 8, 1, 2. So it ends up there, and so on. Okay. But the way I've just shown you is a little bit quicker, and as long as you can get your head around it, what's the issue? So, 2 and a sixth, add 2 and 2 sixths. Okay, really easy, that one. Again, if the denominators were different, I'd have to sort that out, but I don't. 2 and a sixth, add 2 and 2 sixths. Okay, so a sixth add 2 sixths is 3 sixths. And then 2 add 2 is 4, so it's 4 and 3 sixths. Okay, or, if you want to really show off, and it asks you to simplify. Can't do that with a rubber. Then you look at the simplest terms that you can give me this fraction in. 3 sixths, what can you divide both of them by? Oh no, actually, yeah. Yeah? 3, yeah. Sorry. Nobody else in the room, I'm just having a conversation with myself. So the 4 stays the same. But if you divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3, then you get 4.5. Okay, 4.5 sounds simpler than... Again, if you had a pizza and you ate... Oh, you should really learn how to do sixths. Like that, I think. And you ate this. And your mum comes and goes, how much pizza have you eaten? You want, I've eaten 3 sixths. You'd go, I've had half. I've had half a pizza. Okay, so you do convert quite naturally, but sometimes the question will ask you to simplify. And if you do, you have to put it in the lowest possible, over the lowest possible numerator and denominator. But we haven't done an awful lot of work on that this year yet, before all this situation came along. 1 quarter recorded as a percentage and as a decimal. Okay, so a quarter means 1 out of 4. 4 is the whole. And you've got 1 out of them. Okay, so 4 is the whole. Then you're going to take a whole and divide it by 4 to find the percentage, and then you can work the decimal from there. So 100 divided by 4 is 25. So 1 divided by 4 equals 0.25. Okay, so you found what each equal part is worth, and you've only got one of them. Okay, so you've taken the whole, 1, you've divided it by the bottom, which is 4, okay, which is your denominator. Oops, I was going to write Dementer then. Okay, and then you need to multiply it by 1, which is your numerator, but obviously 0.25 multiplied by 1 is 0.25. So, loads of just waffling there, I do hope you understood that. The decimal is 0.25. Hopefully, you get into the point now where that's not a calculation anymore. You know a quarter is 0.25, and you know a quarter is the percentage I'm going to tell you in a second. This is the method, and this is the proof that they work, but For me, you give me that question, I don't need to do any maths for it. It's like going, what's the letter after B in the alphabet? You just need to know it. Okay? So tuck it away in your head. As I say to do with some stuff, tuck it away in your head because you'll need it for an awful lot. Okay? So a percentage is obviously out of 100. You're a quarter. So you're looking for a number that goes into 104 times. Okay? And again, you're just going to do 100 divided by 4, which I've already done, 25. So it's 25%. Okay? And I'll prove you, 1 quarter is 25, 2 quarters, which is the same as a half, is 50%, obviously. 3 quarters is 75, and then 4 quarters equals 100, okay? Percent. All right, so each quarter goes up in 25s, and then you reach the full 100. Okay, that's your way of checking that one. 24 add a block is the same as 60 divided by 2. Well, 60 divided by 2 is 30. Turn American there. So 24 add something is 30. 24 add 6. Okay. What is the value of 8 in this number? Again, if I read it out, it sort of gives it you, doesn't it? So, what? I don't know how I did that. Easier way to start working with these. Obviously, the 8 is there. You've got this comma here, and you know after the comma, so the place value column to the left, is your thousands. So start ignoring these, if you can. Or where I say ignore, start finding shortcuts. Okay, you know the layout of a number, you know that what that comma represents. So what's the point in going units, tens, hundreds, the thousands comma, when you know the thousands comma already. So ignore the rest if the question doesn't need it. Find the thousands comma, and then go for, obviously, thousands, and then your 8s and your 10,000s. What is the value of the 8? Not making the same mistake as yesterday, it's 80,000. Okay. Around 7.33 to the nearest whole number, 7.33. So you're looking at this column, you go 1 column to the right, to 3, it rounds down, it's 7. I am whizzing through those because they give you those every day at the moment. Continue the sequence with 5 more terms. I like these ones. -5, -3, -1, 1. Okay, it's going up in 2s. -5 to -3 is a jump of 2. -3 to -1 is a jump of 2. -1 to 1 is a jump of 2 because you've got 0 in the middle. So then you've got 1. So it's going up in 2s from 1. So it's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, which you'll notice are your odd numbers, just out of interest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So that makes that sequence really easy. Record 45.37 to 1 decimal place. I don't know why there's a big gap there. 45.37, and again I'm going to whiz through this one. That's the place value column you need, so you look at that one there, it's 7, so it rounds up, so it's 45.4. Lovely. Right, challenge question. I love these ones. I really I enjoy doing these ones, but I know they are quite tricky. So, what number do you need to subtract? Obviously, we're like a million days in now. If you need to pause the video, pause the video. What number do you need to subtract from 73.34 to get 27.9? Okay, so what it's saying is 73.34 subtract what is 27.9. The first thing that will throw you is the fact that this is your tenths. I haven't got a pen for some reason. This is your tenths, and then you've got tenths and hundredths. Okay, what a lot of you are used to doing is obviously you'd see it written, if I did this, 7, 3, 3, 4, and 2, 7, 9, like that, your 9 and your 4 would interact because they'd both be in the units. Okay, but this isn't units, this is decimals. Okay, so that there is your unit and that there is your unit, which means that the 9 must interact with the 3 tenths, and that 400 sits on its own. So when it's actually set up, it'll look like this. So, it'll look like this, completely invisible. 73.34, and then it will look like 27.9. Okay. Now, what a lot of you would, or some of you, hopefully none of you, would do is do this, 27.9, and have that decimal point move between the two numbers, which is completely impossible. The decimal point is a fixed point and doesn't move. But because you've got that 4 on its own with nothing in the place value column for the 27.9. It throws you. So the easiest thing to do is that. Just put a 0 in. Okay, and obviously you don't need this, but I'm just proving it to you. This number, 73.34, is actually this, and infinite zeros going off and off, and so is this one. Forever. But we don't need them. There's nothing in those place value columns, so we just waste it. Imagine sitting there going, well, 0 add 0 is 0, 0 add 0 is 0, 0 add 0, and doing it forever. The number would continue infinitely into the decimals, so there's not much point doing it. And again, it goes 0, 0, 0 this side as well. And so on, but you'd just be there forever. So you only really write the place value columns you need to bother about. So let's get rid of all those, and then let's put my sort of placeholder 0 back in. The reason I've waffled on about that is they've done it here. 27.9, and then a big sort of yellow McDonald's-y looking 0. McDonald's open yet? I've seen some of them are, but the queues are massive, so I haven't had one. I'll make my own soon. If I make my own McDonald's, what would I call it? Davis Donald's. McDavis. There you go. If you see me on a street corner soon, McDavis, drive through, come and get a burger or something. Anyway, I've gone completely mental. That's what it is. It's sat in my house for so long. 73.34 subtract, I don't know, that's what I wish it would say, equals 27.90. Okay. 4 subtract something is 0. Well, that's a 4. 3 subtract something is 9. Well, that's not possible, so it must be a 13. Or 1.3, if you're going to get really technical with me. Or 13 tenths, but for the sake of the question, it's 13. 13 subtract something is 9. Well, that is a 4. But what that means is, this unit here, this 3, I've already exchanged it, so it has to be a 2. Okay, so 2 subtract something is 7, I can't do. So I'm going to exchange from the tens, not the tenths, the tens. So it's 12 subtract something is 7, which is 5. And again, by the time I've got to this 7, it will have become a 6. 6 subtract something is 2, so it's 4. And there's your answer, 45.44. Okay, lovely, the end. Goodbye, see you later. See you at, what did I call it, McDavis's. See you at McDavis's soon. Bye.